This is our project that we're working on for 2018. This is our sort of special one-off love spoons. You'll have seen a few of the others being made, and that's going to be the focus of this video, is to show you how we've made our love spoon to record 2018. Now, the theme that we've taken is based on the sermon given by the Reverend Curry. He basically, his message during the royal wedding, it was based on the idea of imagine the power of love. So that's been our sort of focal point for the design. Some of the things that we're going to record, some of the other stories we recorded on there, it's 100 years since the armistice, the end of the First World War. So we're going to be recording the end of the First World War. That is one of the stories that we're focusing on. We've got 70 years of the NHS, of course, having a strong Welsh link with an Iron Bevan. So we're recording the fantastic achievement that the NHS has survived that length of time. Some of the other stories then are going to go on here that go back to our theme of imagine the power of love, are to do with this gentleman here. Difficulty in pronouncing it, but it's Lieutenant Colonel Arnaud Beltran, a French policeman. He actually substituted himself in a hostage situation. So a big example of the power of love, actually sacrificing himself to save others. And then another example then we've got, and again, difficulty with the pronunciation, Sanam Gunnan. He was the Thailand cave rescuer. He actually lost his life in that incredible rescue earlier in the year of rescuing the boys who were trapped in that cave in Thailand. So some good examples then of our theme of imagine the power of love. The wood that we're going to use then, you can see underneath, that is a piece of alder, a wood that we haven't actually used before in our collection. So what we're going to then sort of do is to transfer that drawing. We've got to get this twist on the stem. We've actually got to get that on the other side. So a bit of work on the drawing, but we're going to transfer that onto the wood, and then we're going to show you now how the love spoon to record 2018, how that has actually been made. So without further ado, we get into the process of making the love spoon. So here we go then. This is the start of the project. It's the start of the sort of physical part of the project in terms of, as you can see, we start to mark out the love spoon on the wood itself, and then cut the outline of the love spoon and really get it ready for the hand carving. It isn't the actual starting point of it, because a love spoon, a project like this, it evolves over the course of the 12 months. Some of the other things that we have to do, we have to source the wood. So that in itself, finding an appropriate piece of wood and a piece of wood that we like, that can sometimes take quite a bit of time, especially with these bespoke projects, because you're looking for something specific. Additionally then, the design and the ideas, that doesn't just happen overnight. That's a process that can take us several months, and even on occasions throughout the whole year we can be adapting and changing the design. In this particular example, we were actually adapting the design right up to the last minute. The twists that you can see on either side, they weren't actually in the original design. So that was something that was introduced at quite a late stage, but we really did think that once we thought of that idea, and once we drew that into the design, it really did add to the design. It really finished it off nicely in terms of the design concept. So this is something for anyone who's interested in doing their own love spoon. It's worth taking that time to think about some of the stories that you want to include in your love spoon, and to spend time then working on your own design. Design is a beautiful part of making love spoons, and if you can develop your own design, it does really make it that much more personal to yourself and that much more unique. So it is a big part of the process of what we do then here at the Love Spoon Workshop with our love spoons. So we're through a lot of the early sort of preparation, getting the spoon ready for hand carvings. What are your thoughts on it so far? Is it progressing well?
Yeah, quite pleased.
So what's your sort of thoughts on the piece of wood?
Very nice.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because it's the first piece of alder that we've used. We have carved it before, but it's the first in the collection. So
it's got a pinky kind of shade to it. It's quite unusual.
So you're happy with the character of the wood.
Yeah.
What about the way it's carving?
Yeah. Very nice.
Yeah. And the project itself, is it shaping up as you hoped?
Well, it's at that sort of nervous stage.
Right. Okay.
Where we've made a good start on it.
Yeah.
I'm pleased with the design, but I'm pleased with the theme and everything, which is, at the end of the day, the most important thing. It's the thought and the message behind it that's important, and that's coming up quite well, actually.
So basically, that's the thing you're most pleased with, is the actual the message of the love spoon.
Definitely.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a strong message. Some of the different spoons that we've done over the years have had some different ideas, some nice ideas. But I think this one, the theme, I think is very appropriate for a love spoon. Would you say?
Well, it always surprises me when we get a design, an idea right. It always surprises me then, really, and the more I'm sort of thinking about the design, for instance, obviously it's based on Reverend Curry's address at the royal wedding, and you've got this flame with the Imagine carved in the centre, and it's all sort of coming together really well.
It's amazing in the collection how many of the spoons, they almost sort of take on a life of their own, don't they? And quite often, in some ways, they go off on a slightly different direction than we're anticipating, isn't it? They develop sort of in their own way. So that's good to see that it does look like the project's taking shape, and we're really now onto the sort of heart of the project, which is doing the handwork, the individual. This is where we really give the spoon its character, isn't it?
Yeah, we're just trying to carve now the start. It's the start of the twist.
Twist on both sides. Yep.
Yeah. The twist or the knot, whatever you want to call it.
So it's going to be exciting now to see how the love spoon takes shape.
Definitely.
As we continue to work with the hand tools, it's a good moment for us to return to that theme that inspired the making of our 2018 love spoon. Imagine the power of love. Now, throughout 2018, we've had many visitors to the workshop, and we've asked a lot of people, how do we record 2018? And the most popular answer has actually been Brexit. Now, incredibly, we did actually record that, but it was back in 2016, and we recorded that by making a two-sided love spoon because we were recording the two sides of Brexit. But the power of love, we felt that as a theme, as a message, would be a really positive idea for recording and remembering 2018. Now, that message that was delivered by the Bishop Michael Curry, the stories that we tied in with it, we felt that they were all strong expressions of that power of love. The ending of the First World War, where a terrible sort of event in the history of mankind then, so many sacrificed and lost their lives so that we have our freedoms that we're allowed today. The founding of the NHS, where it was founded by an Iron Bevan, a Welshman, and it was that idea that illness. It wasn't the fault of the person. It's an affliction, and it's the responsibility of us all to put into that system to look after one another, basically, which again is an expression of that power of love. But through this spoon, we remember that every day there are so many individuals that put in such a strong contribution to the NHS to help save lives and to improve lives, and that's an incredible expression of the power of love. The two individuals then that we picked up on, the French policeman and the Thailand cave rescuer, again, what they did for others is just incredible, and you can't see it as anything other than an expression of the power of love, to sacrifice themselves to save others. It's a really powerful message. So this love spoon, as you can see, we're just finishing off here, and we are really pleased with the idea behind it. We do feel that it's a positive way to record 2018. So there you have it. That is our completed Imagine the Power of Love love spoon. We hope we've all enjoyed seeing how it has actually been made and hearing some of the stories and ideas that inspired it. We'll be back soon with more love spoon based projects, and it just remains for me to say thank you all again for watching.